Hey, what's going on? What is going on, everybody? You're tired? Don't be tired, G. Sent gold coin for 10 joules. I haven't set that up yet, but thank you. Boeing just secured 200 planes from China. Did they now? Yeah, I've been keeping a kind of a loose eye on what's been going on with the China meeting. A lot of bullshit, a lot of back and forth, a lot of what could you say? It's like a giant charade. You know, everybody's kissing each other's ass, essentially. One sec. I got to shut down my little app. So essentially, oh shit, let me put that all out of the way. While we're waiting for that to boot up. There we go. Have I seen Professor Yang's latest video? I have not. Email it to me, though. So I've been seeing that whole charade. A lot of dick measuring that's essentially been going on. Trump's like congratulating Xi, and Xi's talking about we want to help make America great again, and we want to end the war in the Middle East, and on it goes. Thank you for the 10 joules, guys. I have to set up my alerts for that. Appreciate it, though. However that works. Yeah, so anyways, a lot of statesmanship kind of bullshit back and forth. Not sure what they agreed to behind closed doors. Trump saying he's got some wins. Xi Jinping obviously is being a lot more forceful on the eventual absorption of Taiwan. And yeah, it's just stroking egos. Yeah, exactly. It's a parade, basically. Show of strength. Has anything of substance come out of the meeting? Not sure. What happened closed doors, we may not know for a while, actually. So we just have to wait. Yeah, we have to wait and see. But China has indicated that they're very interested in taking a leading role in helping stabilize the Hormuz Strait situation and would like to help in any way they can. Of course, this is all formalities for the press corps and the media and all that stuff. So we don't know what actually is going on and what's being negotiated and what's used as a bargaining chip. But you know, from the strategic point of China, Taiwan is the utmost importance, and securing oil from the Straits. So those are two big things on their plate. For the United States, it's trade. It's pressuring Iran through China and coming to an agreement on the rare earth metals and whatever else. In the global little trade tariff war that we have, those little tiffs, you know, we're tariffing them. They're blocking us from getting heavy metals. Refinement, stuff like that. So it remains to be seen what we're, what's the carrot? What's the stick? What are we offering them? What do they offer us? And what's the red lines? And, we'll never know. Is Trump a good negotiator in that sense? I don't know. I don't know if he had enough leverage going into the China meeting anyways. They didn't really complete many of their objectives from the start of the war. Constantly the line was being redrawn, and we've been getting propaganda at home about the state of things overseas in terms of the war, its effectiveness, and the outcomes thus far. So, don't know. What did we go in with China? What are we bartering? What are we offering? Are we going to leverage the blockade of the strait, which is putting China in a pinch a bit economically? Is China going to draw a red line and put us in a pinch back? Leveraging its rare earth refinement and whatever else it has. It's interesting. Avon, thanks, brother. I don't have the app currently running. 1 second. It's being rebuilt right now. So, interested in your AI programming stuff, is there any chance you could do a video showcasing the private community and how it works, how to sign up? Do you think it's possible to build a video game? There's already people building video games, dude. Yeah. As far as how do you sign up for the private community, just click on the link and then subscribe and join us on the calls. It's simple. It's just like an online community / forum, and where we host our calls. So, not much to showcase. But let me check my stream settings here for a second. So we've been working on the app pretty much all day. I'm on Codex right now, and it's done some pretty incredible things. I'll post we'll go on the school community right now since you asked about it. It's a good little start before we get into the show. Let me make sure all the YouTube settings are appropriate. Just had a really good day. Went to a barbecue spot here called Little Mrs., I think, in Arizona. I don't know why. We're addicted to meat barbecue. Had some pastrami and spare ribs. Incredible. Some of the best I've had. Just falls off the bone, juicy fire. Out here in Sunny Slope, if you're from Phoenix, you know the area, you probably know the place. It's like one of the highest rated places in, I think, all of Phoenix. So, cool barbecue joint. Woke up with a creak in my neck, came home, a woman oiled me down and gave me a bunch of rubs, dude. Got a full back rub, massage. Definitely one of those, my lobster's too buttery moments. Life's good. No complaints here. I've had worse days. So, we're both fed. We both ate. My little robots are cleaning the house. We're chilling. It's a beautiful day outside. Very sunny, as usual in Phoenix. So, yeah, I had a great start of the week. You could say that. We're going to get into some content soon. As far as the coding and the video game building, there's multiple people building really cool stuff already. Far more complex than games. And games are already complex enough, so I think it's definitely doable. More than doable. I think it's actually, it's prescriptive that you start to use AI immediately and start generating your ideas in a form of a video game, whatever it is that you have. Absolutely. Is this live? Of course it's live. So let me pull up the school community, actually. You feel a rant coming? Possible. It's possible. So here you go. We got the private community right here. Oh yeah, you guys can't see shit. Let me make this shit smaller too. It says YouTube's reconnected here. Weird. Are you though? Connect. Oh, he hasn't built it yet. Okay. He's doing a smoke test. I just ended it up. Rant away, dude. I want to see it all. Okay, let's go to school. Let me get this shit out of your guys' way. Hold on. My app's not launched yet, so this is what it looks like. I have to fix all the... There we go. What the fuck am I doing here? Bo, use your brain. Okay. There we go. So this is the private community. And I just put up the power of codecs right here. This is a brand new post I just had up. And let me respond. Use both. Each has its strength. Your boy can't spell. So here's what my dashboard looks like. My analytics overview in my app. Or sorry, let me go backwards a bit. So this is the uplift. This is what I used an image generator to generate what I wanted my dashboard to look like. So no, my dashboard looked nothing like this before. This is an analytics page in the app. And this shows you, if you're a streamer, pretty much everything, right? Everything you'd like to see as a streamer. So I go, okay, obviously this is a massive uplift, like completely custom. My app looks nothing like this. I wonder if I could just set one of the AI agents off to go reproduce this as close as it can. And how long is it going to take and how close are we going to get? So I've been using ChatGPT and Codex. And then this is the final result. So this is the original. And then you can ignore this part at the top here. That's something I added to reconnect to Twitch, YouTube, Kick, all that stuff. Those warnings go away, but everything else is damn near the same. One shot. One shot. Can I make it a little bigger? One shot. This is all functional. Every button here I could when he's done building my building the app. I can launch it and we could go through everything's clickable, everything functions, all of the drop down menus, the screenshotting, the absolutely everything. Hey, thanks brother for the 500. Appreciate you. And I'm, like I said, I'm not a coder and I managed to do all this and it works end to end. I even have a little demo button here so you could populate the data yourself and see what it would look like. When you dynamically resize your screen, so do the tiles. Like it doesn't look broken or off. It did this in one shot, dude. Look, this is the analytics screen. I'm resizing it. So I just took a screenshot for people in the community to see. It does this by itself. I ran the agent and it probably ran in 2 passes. In first pass, it made basically a reproduction of that. And then obviously the buttons didn't work. And then in the next pass, I told it to just make everything functional, wire up every button and element so that it functions and then test it. Does it actually work? So this was the dream inspiration that we had. And then this is the final product. Well, not even final because I could just go tweak more shit in here. I'm not even done. How cool is that? All right. So now it says my app is done being built. So let's launch it. I'll leave that dashboard up for you guys to see how cool that looks. I find it amazing that you can make an image and then be like, build that. And then it builds 90% of it. And then it's like, it functions. HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Hey. It did get a big update. Okay, let me launch my app 1 second. So I can start getting all these supers and shit. When it was running those back-end tests, it took out my credentials. So okay, here is Rumble. Okay. Where did this moron put my shit? Let me go main screen before I accidentally reveal some API keys. Like a toad. We have Kick and Rumble coming up, I think. This is already insane. Then I re-enabled. What? All right, let's see. Did that work? We broke something on my new build. Anyways, while the new build is up, hold on. I'll show you guys directly, actually. All right, and you should be able to still hear me. Okay, cool. So this is actually the app itself. This is the little dashboard. And this is what you guys were seeing, this right here. And if I click the demo data button, it starts to populate. There it is. This is all just custom information right here. Let me do not remind. And this is the app right here. There it is. This is all running live right now. This is what you see in the background. That was like the original, the picture of what we wanted it to do. Let me remove this starting soon. It's in the way. What we wanted in the background. Peep that. Also this text. Let me get that out of the way too. So you have the side by side. The imagination on the right, and then what was actually produced on the left. Dude, it is almost an exact fucking match. There are small, minute differences in, like, you know, up here, the buttons, right? And, you know, how thick the glow is on the line. Or what the bars look like on the purple. It doesn't matter. Like, this is basically it. This is it right here. This is mostly it. This is real. You can go to the last stream. All data changes. You can go to, you know, 7 days, 30 days. You can see the drop downs here. They all work. I could take a screenshot of this page and share it. All time stats right here. All the individual streams that you can name, and it tells you how much you made per stream and the data, all the information per stream. You see, you can click per stream here, down here, and then you can go and you can edit it and you can give it whatever name. And ooh, see, that was broken. Or no, actually I could just edit it from here, I think. And you can change the name of your stream, but it has the duration, everything. All of this, dude, so tight. Look, view all events. That's broken. You see, I haven't even pressed these buttons. This is just off that second pass. I haven't even looked at all this shit. And you need to be able to scroll down here. So I'll just send them these pictures and be like, hey, these two sections are broken. I don't even know what this button does. It's just there. I don't know if it's wired for anything. But you guys are seeing live. This is my first time actually clicking around the dashboard. And you see that's 99% done. Whatever those little fixes are fucking irrelevant. These are little fixes. They don't even matter. Look, you turn it off, done. Look, and it gets stuck. What happens if we go to alerts and then we go back to it stays stuck like that. So you see this is what it looks like actually when you're coding everything up properly. Bam. Yeah, so it stays fucked up. So in 2 passes, we have something that is 90% there. We have to literally click around and find where the issues are. And it's some weird shit like this that we can just click show fewer event. There you go. And it fixed it. So we could just fix it by clicking show fewer events to not make it look so ugly. But dude, that's crazy. All AI did all of this. AI did all. I didn't touch shit. I'm going to go in later after the stream and just tell it, hey, I noticed some issues. Like, we got to fix this. You know, look at the totals here, right? They look decent, but if we go to all time, it's $15,000 and it's going beyond the donut here. Little things like that. But that's fucking tight. You can zoom in and look, it automatically reorients the app. If you're on the original view like this and you dynamically crunch the page, look, it auto rearranges everything. Look at that. That's tight, dude. It's all functional. I haven't even checked the configurator, actually. But you can move things around. So top revenue, where's that at? Let's see. Top revenue is here. What happens if we drag it down? There it is. It just moves. Yeah. So it's customizable too. You can make this shit look however you want. And then we'll make that better. We don't like that. We'll just drag and drop the actual tiles themselves all around to rearrange everything. That's just one example, boys, of what this stuff is like. It gets you 90% there, 10% bug testing, and then you pretty much got everything. Of course, I'm simplifying a lot of it, but there's a lot possible. So, now let me see what the fuck is going on with my app. What is your workout routine? Asking for advice. It changes. I do mostly bag work now, cardio. I'm not into heavy lifting anymore. I did that for years, but at my age, I would prefer to be more nimble. And then honestly, an AI, your ChatGPT can tell you exactly what you need to do to work out. You can tell it exactly how. Like where you're injured, what your goals are, how much you weigh, what you like to eat, and it will develop an incredible plan for you. So, yeah. One second. All right. Wasn't expecting this to happen, but we'll chill for a little bit until we get everything going. Glad you're learning, dude. Yeah, anyways, regarding this China stuff in United States and this play for world power and domination and all this, I was having some thoughts. In general, how society is structured. It's very strange that we're so fixated on left versus right when the paradigm has always been haves versus have-nots, the rich versus the poor. And somewhere along the way, I think people forgot about that it really is class warfare in a sense. I don't think many people are even aware today about rich versus poor because they're so enthralled in the tribalism, in the my team versus your team, in the, the notion that the other side wants to kill you. They're Nazis, they're Marxists, they're communists, they're extremists, they're whatever the team at the top wants them to be. Wants the narrative to be. And I mean this, let's take open borders and immigrants and, mass immigration, for example. So the premise of the left is that we should be borderless, that there's no such thing as a citizen, that, open borders, mass immigration is a good thing, diversity, all this stuff. They're importing a new voter base to strengthen their power, and cheap labor that liberals love because they need their hedges trimmed and, their fields plucked and all this shit, right? So the liberals are promising destruction of, one way, call it a blue shade. And on the right, Republicans also like mass immigration, a slave class to work for them for, under what the market rates are and to profit. So both sides, because they're at the top, they're on the same team. Both sides profit. So Democrats are profiting from illegal immigration and Republicans are profiting from granting amnesty to all the illegal immigrants or just importing them legally. Because the right will tell you immigration is a good thing as long as it's legal. So they bring in infinite Indians, infinite Chinese students, and then grant special visas and provisions for people that work in hotels and pick strawberries from the fields. Both people, or I should say both parties, both sides, although it seems they're operating differently, actually benefit from the very same system. The overall trajectory of the country is down. The overall trajectory of the country for a Republican or a Democrat, the establishment, the elite, is up. They're getting wealthier. They're getting taxed less. They're getting more power, more influence. They're sucking up more assets. And they're solidifying their control through censorship and the authoritarian boot on your neck. You see, Trump just authorized, again, FISA, like Patriot Act 2.0, essentially. Warrantless spying on citizens. Trump is for that. That's crazy. The very system that was used against him, he's now part of the club. He's now using against everybody else. The censorship machine that the Democrats were talking about when it came to like LGBTQ and going against DEI or feminism may have gone away in this little fabricated culture war, but now it's back. It's just for Jews. So Republicans now, there's a coalition that are trying to pass anti-Semitism laws and all these other pieces of legislation that if you're a corporation or company in the United States and you choose to boycott Israel, then the government won't do business with you in America. That's crazy. We have so many rules like this that are propping up that is for a privileged few. So it doesn't matter. Pick your privilege. Do you want Israelis to be privileged under Republicans or do you want trannies to be privileged under Democrats? Same bullshit, though. It's the same exercise in authoritarian power. It's the same censorship machine being used against you. The same foundation, the framework is being built. Whether it has a blue or a red shade, it's still pointed at you. And you never win. And the argument will be, but it's always worse on the other side. But the march is nonetheless consistently downward. So don't you think you might want to try something different before you can't do anything at all? So what is this? All right. My app is launching and doing a bunch of weird shit. YouTube's now back live, so I don't have to look over on the left. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the march. The infinite march downward to destruction. It's the same with both parties, you guys. We're being played for fools. You're fighting at the polls, voting for this guy, that guy. They all serve the same masters. They're all part of the same club. People don't understand. I think our very last hope was literally the 99%, the 1% marches. You guys remember those? When we were having discussions about taxing the rich and all that stuff for equality. I think that was it. Once they found out that the people were waking up to the fact that the establishment is the establishment, whether it's red or blue, democracy is a farce. When everybody's a citizen, when everybody gets to vote, you don't have a democracy. Citizenship holds no value anymore. It's just a piece of paper. You didn't earn it. Most of us honestly should be just residents. Like, you should be a resident with the same privileges, except for voting. You have the same rights. I should say, even better. You're afforded the same exact rights as a citizen, but without some of the privileges like voting. Voting is a privilege. It should not be a right. When we enshrouded that and gave it to everybody, we threw away the whatever we had left of a democracy. It just became a tyranny of the majority. When you had a select few people that really had skin in the game and wanted to see the country do better, of course, there's always human bias and they want their own to do better. But in general, it was a better batch of voters. And so the politicians also had to be up to that level. They don't have to stoop down to the biggest idiots. Just say a few clippable things that go viral, you know. Dumb down masses messaging. That's where we live today. If you don't make a 5-second viral clip, you're just not going to make it on the world stage anymore. So you have to say inflammatory things. You have to do inflammatory things. You have to lower yourself down to the constituency, which now is everybody. And everybody shouldn't be able to vote. And that includes men. It's not just like women shouldn't vote. It's men. A lot of men shouldn't be allowed to vote either. Honestly. It's insane. Yeah, as we're talking and streaming, ChatGPT is like clicking around my computer and screenshotting shit and making sure my app is connecting. I would have had to do this right now by myself, clicking stuff and like, oh, find this, put in that, input that. I'm just chilling, bro. My app is being turned on. It's clicking all the fields. It's filling out all the little keys, all that shit. We're waiting for it to finish so that we can start streaming so I can see my unified chat and, you know, all of the donations popping through. That was another thing you used to manually do. Now it just it takes over your computer. So, what a world, huh? I'm watching it here. It's like clicked in conduit, screenshot. Clicked in conduit, screenshot. If you're in Rumble watching or in Twitch right now, please send a message. I want to just make sure it's all connected. It's giving me a green, we're connected, but I just want to double check. I wonder if Anthropic's going to release Mythos. It will, 100%. They can't wait anymore. There you go. Busting your C word. I see you, brother. So Rumble's working. Nice. Awesome. So look at what he says. He says, the missing YouTube fields are back in the real app store now. API key, backup API key, OAuth client ID, and client secret are populated as encrypted store entries. He says he's going to launch Conduit normally. And now he's going to look if there are... It says in this live UI, the YouTube is now connected and the API key fields are visibly populated. The only fields still empty in the advanced are the OAuth client ID / secret slots. Now he's checking whether those exist elsewhere locally as a saved Google client secret JSON or older plain backup, so he can populate them. And then we're ready to rock. Yeah, I see all the messages from Kick, Rumble, and YouTube. It's all connected right now. He's just screenshotting everything and he's like pulling up all the data. We did a massive update, like the dashboard I showed you, and that wiped some of my save settings in my app. He's just repopulating it. And he's doing it automatically, which is insane, dude. It's insane that this is a thing. Nuts. Yeah. Because I launched my app and I thought I would just auto connect to everything and I didn't. So I'm not about to look at 10 different screens just to see all the chats from everywhere. That was exactly the problem I was trying to solve with this. Yeah. So, anyways. Yeah, this is our system, boys and girls. And most Americans are asleep at the wheel. Most Americans are being driven off a cliff. They don't even know it. The propaganda is so powerful. And they don't seem to care. They're okay being distracted with goy slop. They're okay with their foosball. They're okay with their slop food that's got them addicted. They're being crushed by the cost of living. Nobody's really asking any fucking questions. Where are the people in the streets? There are no mass protests in front of Washington, D.C. There are no people picketing and protesting, no giant crowds in front of the White House demanding change. Nothing's happening, you guys. Nothing is happening. It can't be bothered. The only time people go right out on the streets is when it's like the left and they have a bunch of paid protesters, like the No Kings March, where it's a bunch of boomers that don't even work anymore. Or it's like the Summer of Love when a criminal gets his fucking throat crushed. Usually he dies by fentanyl, but then you get the Summer of Love, the George Floyd Summer of Love, dude. And then they burn down their own cities and shit in their own communities. And that's it. That's all the people will do. It's like, hey, there's no jobs. AI's taking a lot of them. Immigrants, whatever's left of that. Nope. Totally nothing. Totally nothing. Hey, 20 million illegals came up across the border. No protest. Hey, warrantless surveillance of citizens is coming. Signed by your president. No, we don't care about that. Hey, your mass deportations never happened because Republicans also need, just for the economics of the country, the 60 million immigrants that are here on visas. You know, there's like 80 million people in this country. Some wild number. 20 million just came in during Biden, but the total number of, I think, visa holding immigrants in the United States is something like 70, 80 million. Do you know how insane that number is? I don't think you guys understand that you are never going to get mass deportation like that, because think of what a huge chunk economically, just from output and consumption alone, that many millions of people are. Now, they'll never fight in a war and be the war-fighting kind and project power overseas to America, but domestically, that is a massive chunk of our GDP. This is why Republicans want to grant them amnesty. And this is why Democrats constantly want to bring more in. Because the sheep are not having enough kids fast enough to feed the machine. Grunt work. Slaves for the labor. Right? The machines aren't here yet. The AI hasn't taken over everything. You can't mass produce a workforce just yet. So you needed to mass import people. If the local demographic is not having kids, you just import millions of them. And that's what they're doing. And that's what they're doing across the West all at once. Systematically. And so you get a new voter class that depends on the government. And also people that will never say anything and are okay receiving less because they're coming from countries that are worse off. So when the Republicans then get power and they promise you during elections that they're going to get rid of all these people, think about what that even means actually. Do you think Republicans are going to get rid? Think about this, that they're going to get rid of what? A massive block of economic potential already in the country, most likely utilized by Republicans already? You don't think Republicans have illegals working for them in their fields, factories, or, I don't know, wherever else they're employing them? You think it's only Democrats? Come on, man.
Perfect.
A damp 911 donated $5. People won't do that any longer. They'll go to jail like January 6th. They'll lose their jobs or get debanked. People have been beaten down by fear of losing what little they have.
Could be. Appreciate to somebody else who gave 2. Let me see if I could find that one. I can't. My app wasn't running. But whoever gave me 2 on Streamlabs, appreciate you. Let me know. My app is being fixed right now. All right. So that is finished. Okay, we're live. Let me make sure the voice on this chick is not fucking strange. GTS. Let me fire that off again.
A damp 911 donated $5. People won't do that any longer. They'll go to jail like January 6th. They'll lose their jobs or get debanked.
Let's try it again.
A damp 911 donated $5. People.
All right, we don't like that. It sounds strange. One sec. Got to lower her pitch down one bit. Let's try it again.
A damp 911
There it
donated
is.
$5. People won't do that any longer. They'll go to jail like January 6th.
Cool. All right. Yeah. A little foul. We had to slow it down just a little bit. All right. I had to retune the voice again. You can control the pitch and all that stuff. And we're ready to rock, boys. Let me double check. Everything here is connected. Cool. Yep. Tips came in, all that stuff. We're ready to rock, everybody. Thank you for the donation so far. If I missed you, I do apologize. I think I had 1 or 2 missed ones. Apple's being gay. Fuck. Interesting. What about you? Uh-huh. All right, let's go here. And let's rock and roll. Let's start, boys. So, Alex Eubank says this generation is cooked. Let's begin. Thank you for the wait.
Man, I am terrified for the next generation of young men. And because of that fear, my heart breaks. And my goal is to change this channel to use my platform and influence to the best of my ability, not inherently caring about getting the most amount of views, nor if it's going to resonate with everyone, and it might cause some people to not like me.
Hey. King donated $2. It was
Thanks,
me.
bro.
Just mentioned that I found something interesting tracing my family lineage. Still waiting on the 23andMe results.
Oh, nice. Well, if you're ballsy like me and you feed it into your AI, you can find a lot more. If you download your raw data, you get way more than what they'll tell you. But then again, you're going to give your raw data up. So it's already given up technically because the company already has it. But for those that are privacy inclined, I have no expectation of privacy because I'm a public person. So it is what it is. Unfortunately.
At Avon Valker donated $5. Sorry, Bo, but which AI model would you recommend for helping me study for trade school? I've been out of school for a long time.
The newest ChatGPT or Claude. I'd say Claude sounds a lot more human and better. Yeah. Oh, the donation text is not showing. Thank you for catching that. 1 second. Let me turn all that on. Now that everything's working. Excusez-moi. Good catch. Good catch. So there's chat. Okay, no, this is the wrong one. It's this top one then. There we go. Dope. Let's fire that again and make sure that works.
At Avon Valker donated $5. Sorry, Bo, but which AI model would you recommend for helping me study?
Coolio, we're back in action.
I don't care, and I want to explain that in this video as to what I plan on doing and my reason and motivation for doing so. And I appreciate if you guys watch along and listen, because I think that this is going to reach a lot of people that it needs to reach to. I just want to preface this by saying I don't want you guys to see me as like someone who has everything together, who is on a pedestal preaching certain things but trying to act like he's never done anything wrong, because I've done plenty of things wrong, and there's plenty of times where I could have used my influence in a better way, and I have made mistakes, and I'm willing to admit them and be open about that. But at the point in life where I'm at here today, I feel like my life is coming together to a point to where I feel like I can almost say in a sense that I've made it, not just on like a superficial level. Rather, I feel mature enough to be able to speak on these things. And the way that I want to do it is if I was trying to speak to a younger version of myself who did not have everything together and who was chasing after the wrong things. So the reason why I think social media is cooked right now, and I'm sure some of you guys might even agree with this, and I'm willing to also hear different perspectives, as I'm not going to say I'm 100% right always. I'm always open to ulterior points of view. But let's say when you look at the most popping influencers right now, I'm going to speak on one specifically, Clavicular. Okay, and I'm not going to be saying this in a way to start drama with him or throw shade and hate on him. I've actually worked out with him a few times, and I've had multiple conversations with him, and I do see him as like a friend, just more so we kind of know each other from social media, have worked out and talked a lot, and whatnot. What I don't like is the message that he portrays online, and the reason why it's worse is because there's a whole lot of people who are consuming that type of content. Now, he's not the only one. There's plenty of other influencers and streamers who are hyperfixating on glorifying. So first little perspective shift, if you're 15, 16, 17, 18, a book.
Why the fuck is there music in this?
But if you can sit with that and choose to deny yourself and maybe do something that you know is going to move the needle, it might not be as fun.
All right, sorry, Alex, but I can't do it music because it's a live stream, so we're going to have to skip that. It's becoming illegal to live, homie. Only has 1,000 subs. Let's help him out. Big Father J. Let's see what he's got. We got to click off it. Look, the music. So when you send me videos and music started playing randomly, maybe you didn't catch that, but can't watch it on the live stream. At least on YouTube while we're live on YouTube. If we're on Kick, it's fine. So we're moving on then. Let's see. It's becoming illegal to live, huh?
It's becoming damn near illegal to live, right? You can't.
Oh my God, the music.
Regulations and laws are stopping people from experiencing and traveling the world with van lifers, nomads, sightseeing, camping. But then when people try to afford homes, apartments at that, they can't afford it, right? Yet they're only building luxury apartments, luxury housing still, that nobody's asking for. So they're quite, the world, the systems are quite doing this to themselves. Yet they're making laws, regulations. You need a permit to live, right? You need a permit to camp for a few days. You need a permit or this or that to travel the world, to travel the country, right? But then they also don't give the opportunity for you to live in a regular home. Not only that, but there is no more affordable regular homes. There's only that of luxury. So it's like, what option do you have left? Everything's scarce. Everything is with so much stipulations. It's becoming damn near illegal to live. And this is what the world has come to. This is what the world has come to. And it's crazy because, you know, a lot of people are still not keen to what's going on. A lot of people still don't see any of this. They might see it, but I don't think reality has hit them yet. That's what's actually scary. I don't think reality has hit them yet, because a lot of people who aren't necessarily experiencing this firsthand, they are subject to this, right? They are part of this, right? So when we talk about the world, we're talking about everybody.
There's music, but it's chill.
Because
I don't think this one's copyrighted.
It's getting that much harder. Inflation is going up. Luxury homes are being built that nobody can afford. Right? Okay, if I can't afford that, I'll live in my car. But then now that's becoming prohibited. Right? Laws, regulations, van life, nomading. So it's like, what option do you have left? And the option is to not worry. Don't worry about tomorrow. That's what stops us. That's what stops most people from living. Because in this world, bones will still break and glass will still shatter. So I can't worry about what might happen. If it happens, it happens. But I can't allow it to not let me live. The predictability of what might happen, if the probability of this might happening is going to happen, then sure, it may transpire, but I won't stop that from letting me live. Right? So there's no shame. There's no shame in any circumstance.
Tell them.
Right? Because I'm feeling compelled to just leave Babylon, pack my bags, and go see the world. Travel the world. Because you realize that we've been lied to. Right? We go to college, we go through high school, then, you know, we try to find a way how to live, right? It's like a to-do list, a checklist. Either go to college, get a trade, get a job, save up, buy a house, have a family. But that's not really living. That's just following the obligations, the generic blueprint that they gave us.
Yeah.
Living is seeing the creation that God made before you. Right? Living is expressing yourself. Living is creating. Right? Living is seeing what's inside of you and unleashing it to the world. Right? You're in the world being released into the outer world, whether that's through culinary, whether that's through painting, singing, rollerblading.
Tell them.
There's so much beauty in every single individual, including you, that we never got the chance to express it because of what we were told. Right, but I see everything as a positive, and that's how you have to start living. How does everything work for me? That's the epitome of awareness. Not soaking in sorrow. It's good to soak. It's not good, but I'm saying it's not bad to be in your sorrow, but don't let it halt you from living. Right? When you are in sorrow, once you get through the motions, ask yourself, how does this benefit me? How do I become a better person of myself?
Brother's awake, man. I don't think people are even hearing what he's saying. They're focusing on that fucking bird in the background. He's on an elevated level of thinking, man. You don't arrive here. I didn't arrive here until I did mushrooms. It took me a while to get in touch with the psychology of why and how I came to be this person, why I think the way I do, and why I respond and react to things the way I do. It takes a lot of inner work. Most of us don't even have, this is the saddest part, the average man today busting his ass, trying to making ends meet for every fucking, day 30th of the month, does not have the time to get introspective and figure himself out. He is constantly distracted. His time is taken from him so he can't be awake. What your demands are with work, what your demands are with school, and then what your demands are with your family. Then, if you even do have time to yourself, unfortunately, the first thing a man will do today is to decompress from the stress and the obligation by distraction, because it's easy to distract yourself. It costs you nothing and it feels good. Doing inner work costs you something. It's highly focused. You must go to uncomfortable places in your past, in your mind, and then you have to do that kind of due diligence, and that's not fun. That's not easy. That is structured and focused. And so here's what you do. You go turn on the video games. You go jack off. You go watch some sports ball. You go dick around and do nothing all day. Eat some slop, drive around, listen to some music. Just kill the time however you can until you have to go and get it again. Clock in and clock out. Go work, go listen to your coworkers, deal with the obligations of family or school, homework, exams, testing, whatever. This is the existence of a man, and this is how you wake up at 60 with like I don't even call it a midlife crisis, but a crisis in general where you're just like, what the fuck happened? I blinked and I was 60. My entire life has basically passed right beside me. I don't know who I am. I never lived one day of my life for myself. It was constantly in service of other people. Always either living in the future or in the past, never being present in the moment, never enjoying life for what it is. All of us have this problem. I have this problem. I'm constantly thinking of the future, thinking of what's coming, of what I should be preparing for, or maybe things that happened in the past, and you miss the moment. You miss the most important moment of life, the present, where you are right now. You're just going through the motions, and the days are going and coming. And you wake up one day. You ever wake up and you go, holy fuck, dude, where did yesterday go? Where did a month just go? Where did 6 months go? Oh my God, it's already New Year's. You're not living in the present. You are living either in the future or the past. And some people wake up from this and start to finally live who they are actually. But most of us sadly will not. Most of us are asleep at the wheel. It's just kind of on autopilot. We do what we're told. You go to school, you get a degree, you go to college and finish that shit. Then you have your job and your wife and your kids, and then you retire, and on autopilot, bro. And the present is the only fucking way you get to experience life and figure out who you are. And the machine, society, is so, distracting, constantly moving, always eluding, the smoke and mirrors, the notifications, the drama, the whatever the fuck. It's ever present. Never allows you a moment to yourself. That is why I'm a huge believer in going out in nature, hiking, touching grass, disconnecting completely.
And the answer is always there. Every moment, every second that passes you by is literally for you to gain. Right? So in this case, when it's becoming harder to live, right, because of the system quite literally not giving us any option, even to the point of, okay, if times are hard, then why are you guys continuing to still build luxury housing that nobody can afford? Why wouldn't you build affordable homes, affordable housing? Right? People are doing things out of mere greed. Those in power are doing things out of mere greed for the masses. But when the masses unplug themselves from the game, then the power gets back into the hands of yourself. That's why I say do not.
Yeah, he's like looking behind him and shit. Brother's traumatized. What about some people that are NPCs? You can't save everybody. It is what it is. Hey, look, not all of us are blessed with the enough IQ or intelligence in general, self-awareness to be receiving this kind of information. It is what it is. You'll start off in life thinking that you can help everybody, and then you realize the only people you can help are the ones that want to be helped. Most people don't want to be helped. The message, everything I ever say on this channel is not for the masses. It's just for those ready to receive the information. If you got your head in the sand and you refuse to believe anything I have to say, that's fine. You will come to terms eventually with everything I have to say once you finally let go, or you have experienced what I've said, or you finally start to see the world for what it is. It's like the delusional people that can't believe what happened. You know, say a mother's son kills a couple people. Not my baby. My baby would never do that. She doesn't even know her own son. She couldn't even believe that her own son did that, but it's staring her in the face. The family of the murdered, right? And she still refuses to believe it. That kind of cognitive dissonance exists on all levels of society. It exists with mothers and their sons, but with fathers in their families, with brothers, with, teachers at school, with how we perceive our neighbors, society in general, the government, how it governs us, everything. There's cognitive dissonance everywhere. There are Republican voters who will never not vote Republican because they literally think there's nothing Republicans can do wrong, even if they're getting directly fucked by the Republican Party. Same with the Democrats. Same with any other politician in general and people that vote and support them. Same with any creator or anybody that you might support and turns out to not be exactly what you thought. This is the world that we live in. Not many people are equipped with the kind of critical thinking required to question things in general. They do what they're told. They're part of the herd. That is why they're called NPCs. Their brains just don't function that way. It's like that joke, think about the average intelligence of the 50%, whatever that is, right? Because everybody tests, and I don't know where you test that in general, but say you test in the top 90%, something like that, right? You're in the 90th percentile of smarts, IQ. And when you see what the 50th percentile is, the IQ level, and then I think it was George Carlin that said this, and 50% of people are dumber than that. There is a huge portion of society that doesn't have the mental faculties required to be allowed to vote, to have a say in how the country is governed, right? To be able to have these compounding effects on society through their decision, their ability to vote and, hold office or all this other stuff. We have no requirements for people today. There's no standards to uphold for society in general. That's the black pill of the world. We can't all grow up to be what? Astronauts. We can't all grow up to be doctors, and we can't all grow up to be engineers and all this shit. We're just born with a set of gifts, and you make the best of what you have. Unfortunately, half of society has almost nothing. they could hardly be employed at basic jobs. And basic jobs just do not demand a high salary. They don't command any high salary requirements because it's not a hard job. A monkey can do it. But we got to employ people. How do you tell a child that's clearly deficient mentally, no fault of their own, they are the way they are. You just can't grow up and be whatever you want, Timmy. You can't make it. You don't have the abilities imbued in you by God, by nature. What do? You can't do anything. It's so brutally true. We live in a society dominated by libs that all we care about is how things appear on the surface, right? The optics matter more than the effectiveness. That is why society looks the way it does. Because we only care about how things look on the surface, not if they're actually functioning. Our police force is a joke. We hire women. We hire women to be firefighters. That's a joke. Our churches now placate to women only. They're feminized, Nazi centers now. It's a joke. Our government is full of incompetent people that don't know how to lead a nation. They're not statesmen. It's a joke. Rich people are hand over fist profiting over this, setup we have in society right now. It's beneficial to them. It's a two-tier system, the rich versus the poor. But they got you convinced here at the bottom it's left versus right, or gay versus straight, or man versus woman, or whatever it is. And you're all getting fucked all together, all of us here at the bottom. We're all in this together. We're the crabs in the bucket. We're all battling each other over perceived differences. Meanwhile, the people at the top are just picking the crabs out of the bucket that they're ready to fucking boil. And any crab trying to escape, if anybody says, hey, Republicans, Democrats are the same. Hey, men and women should be getting together to fight against this antinatalist propaganda. Hey, don't really care what you do in the bedroom. Don't push that shit in front of me in public or all that shit, or my kids in school and all this. Instead of just coming together, understanding, okay, cool, let's not do that. And let's focus on the real problems, like making it, so that you could afford a home, so you could afford to start a family. Fuck, just afford to live on your own and actually have a place that's yours that you could call your own, not live in a fucking car, which they won't even let you do in a bunch of places. Like, you can't park your car and just go to bed there because it's not allowed. You get arrested. So they don't even want to see you pores around them in parking lots. Breathe in their air while they're shopping at Whole Foods. Get away. You stink of poverty. And so instead of having these conversations, well, we'll just be the crabs in the bucket. And when one of us tries to climb out and say, hey, this is what we should be doing, immediately get pulled down. What the fuck? You're going to talk to Democrat? You're a fucking communist. You would have voted for Kamala? My team, their team, your team. There's no team, brother. It's them versus us. That's it. We're at the bottom. We're the crabs. And you're pulling my fucking legs out of me. I'm trying to climb out and save everybody. You're pulling me back down. Why are you doing that? I don't know, because fuck the other side. Because why? Because the people that were going to boil your ass told you so? And then here comes the black pill. 50% of society is literally too fucking stupid to understand this. That is why propaganda is effective. That is why headlines move opinions and feelings. That is it. That's it. That's why they want to maintain their grip on news, on media, on the culture, because literally people, 50% of them won't think and want other people to think for them. Women don't question authority. Men do. Men ask questions about power. Why? Why do you get all this benefit? Why do you have this much influence? Why should you live a special privilege? Women don't ask those kinds of things. They're not a threat to the system. None of this was an accident. You think they destroyed society in the manner that they did just accidentally? We got into consumerism, this postmodernist fucking way of thinking. We're all blank slates. Fuck the traditional family, the nuclear family. Men can be women and women can be men. You think all of this shit was an accident or a plan that was engineered and instituted piece by piece and is bearing fruit now a few decades later? This is not an accident. Your kids are chopping their dicks off. Your daughters are chopping off their breasts. They literally have your kids mind controlled and will put you in jail for not going along with the mind control if you live in a place like California. They can take your kids from you to further indoctrinate them. You think this is an accident? My guy, you don't have the rights to your own children. You think you're free? You think your biggest problem is a Republican? My dudes, Democrats living over there in California, they can take your children away. And hey, Republicans, it's the same shit, dude. Can't you see? They hate you too. They just gave themselves $800 billion in tax cuts and reduced your welfare programs and your benefits. And then are going to grant amnesty to DACA recipients, to the 20 million migrants that came here under that fucking whatever it's called act. I forgot what is that bipartisan act that they're passing with Democrats? Dignidad, the Dignity Act. The Dignity Act. And all you have to do is just pretend you've been here for a couple of years, and then that's it. You get to stay. Hey, my guy, isn't that directly fucking you up because migrants moved into your neighborhood, taking your jobs, using your welfare that you worked and paid taxes for? They tell us a lot of our programs are going to be insolvent. Medicare, Medicaid, all that stuff are coming up. The pensions, all that, insolvent. Don't you ask any questions? Well, at least I'm not in California where they chop off dicks. Fuck those libs. I love lib tears. And you're forgotten, bro, over there in Appalachia. They literally don't care about you. They hate that you breathe their air. They hate that you even live on all that forested land that they need to fucking take over and make, effective use of for profit. They hate you. They hate you because you're poor. They hate you because they think you reek of the stench of poverty, of the proletariat, of the poor, the masses that shouldn't be breathing. Useless breathers is what they consider all of us. These people are on another level. They rub elbows with the elite of society. They're in gated communities. They don't want the stench of the average person unless it is to work subserviently under them, cleaning their cars, mowing their grass, trimming their hedges, getting their roof fixed. That's it. That's when you're allowed in their vicinity. When you have direct use to them, serving them their food like a waiter. That's it. And apart from that, disappear. Disappear from my vicinity. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Why are you? You see how their communities are? Dude, they have armed guards in gated communities that you have to check in before your car is allowed through. Not just a gate with a click button. I mean a guard that's armed that has to check you in and verify and call the house. Do you know how I know this? Because I used to work in remodeling and construction. I had my own company. To go into these neighborhoods where the houses are $20+ million, you got to actually stop, tell the guard which house and who you're going to see, and then they'll say, 1 second, please, and they'll call to verify. Once the go-ahead is given, then you get to go through. And if you try to go through, they'll fucking blast your ass. Does that sound like people that want to be a part of the rest of society? I don't think so. But okay, bro. I digress. I'm the retard. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fuck off. Mind their business. You're an idiot. Blah, blah. Grifting. Yeah, blah, blah. You'll see it all in the comment section. They continue to get grinded into dust every single day. Every single day, starving just a little more than yesterday. Okay, dude.
Don't worry. Everything is happening for your reason, right? Unplug yourself from the game. Don't worry about what's going on in terms of the outer world. The outer world is going to happen one way or another.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's gated communities within gated communities. I forgot about that shit. Bro, that's next level shit. So you enter a gated community to go inside a gated neighborhood. Like there's big dicks on big dicks. Okay? There's the normal rich. And then there's you have special privileges. Like this is the secondary, the moat that you must pass. Another gate within a gate. Shit. Now that's some crazy stuff.
In you is your inner world. And the time you have will dictate how your life is continued. What you do with your time dictates how you move forward in life. Right, so whatever situation you're in, Do not drift, right? Do not fall into the pits of this world, right? I was watching a video, and it goes across the world, but Oregon, there's a lot of drug abuse out there. It's a lot of the cities being filled with those who, take drugs. But don't drift. Do not give up on yourself. Do not fall into the pits of this world. And if you are in any circumstance that is of you being drifted, then it's always a moment to get back onto the path. There's always a moment for you to get back onto your path. But don't just give up on yourself because of what's happening with the world. The world is going to continue. But the question is, will you? Right? So it's becoming...
I like it. I know people are saying his soft voice and all this shit, but hey, I like it. It's just a positive video. Look, you got 879 comments on just 30K views. That's great, dude. That's great. See the crabs in a bucket? Already somebody's hating. Somebody's hating. His fucking voice is too soft. Stop hating, bro. Stop hating on the man. Just listen to the words. Wake up.
Damn near illegal to live. But that's what the outer world will continue and will always...
His voice is his voice.
Be at the table. Is the power to move your very life.
We had this conversation too in the private community the other day. I'll release that video tomorrow. And one of the guys were asking about, he heard himself in the video. People were talking shit about his voice or, the words he's using. And it dissuaded them from starting his own YouTube channel and all that. It made him doubt himself. Same little comments like that in here, talking shit about this guy, saying his voice is whatever. Message is good, but whatever. Anyways, anybody who wants to start something constantly being dissuaded and pulled down by the crabs, dude, who cares? Who cares what people think? You're really going to go to your grave living a life maybe to a quarter of your potential because you were dictated to by fucking people that don't pay your paycheck, that don't pay your fucking bills, that don't help you out if you were to, lend out a hand. Nobody. None of these people would do nothing for you. And their opinion means what? Actually, what? So, for example, our homie in the community read comments from commenters on YouTube, random commenters on YouTube, dissuaded our homie from starting his own channel. We talked until almost midnight on that call. Damn.
A damp 911 donated $5. I did some work for a politician diplomat. They called him, checked my ID. The guard had a military Type AR or M16 on the strap. They followed me to the house, watched me do the job, then escorted me out of the community.
There you go. Talk about tight security. Yeah. But back to the commenting shit. Who gives a fuck what other people have to say? Whether you're starting a business, a YouTube channel, whatever dream you got, a hobby, doesn't matter. You want to do something chill, like start playing an instrument, whatever, dude. Who cares? Who cares what other people say? Like you will never get 100% approval on any fucking thing you do. Santa Claus doesn't have 100% approval. I say this all the time. That motherfucker gives out gifts for free. Kids wake up to the story of some fat man going down their chimney and handing them presents. And the kids still think he's a piece of shit because he didn't give them the latest PlayStation. Like Santa Claus is a fucking pussy because he gave me this old shit. I asked for a PlayStation, not a fucking Xbox. I wanted the latest sneakers. He gave me this fucked up shit. Now I'm going to get made fun of at school. Hey, dude, it never ends. It never ends. It's just human nature. Somebody is going to disagree with something you're going to say, period, every single time. There's not a single fucking thing on this planet you can do that earns you 100% approval. The negative Nancys are just negative by default. You can go give homeless people money. The fact that you recorded it They're going to say you did it for money and clout anyways. Fuck you. You're a fraud. If you did it and then people find out years after that you gave people money, they're still going to say some shit about you. Fuck you. You're a fraud. You leak this story just so you can look good. No matter what you do, no matter a heart of gold you have, helping injured animals, all that shit, nothing matters. There's always a negative Nancy, millions of them. And this is how they view the world, and they will go to their graves having done absolutely nothing, achieved nothing, hating themselves into the grave. Their gravestone should say, certified fucking hater. I hate the dirt I got buried in. That's it. That's it. I hate you. I hate everything till my last breath. That's what I was certified hating. And that's all they're known for. Yeah, they hate themselves. Quite literally. The only person that would hate on you and your idea and all that shit are people that hate themselves. I've never been around anybody with good energy, anybody that has achieved something, they're proud of something they're doing, or they're living honestly who they are instead of the track society forces on you. Never once have I seen those people just, I don't know, be super fucking negative in general about something. Think about it. It's always the people down that are trying to pull you down with them. The people that are up above you are trying to pull you up with them. And I only saw that when I started hanging around people that actually achieved some things. I was always surrounded by a bunch of losers growing up. I was surrounded by people that never really achieved much. And that poverty mentality, I call it a poverty mentality, but I don't know. My personal view on poverty is that it's overwhelmingly a mentality problem and far less circumstantial. Like, you're not poor by circumstances like your parents. Most people are poor because of their mentality. If you just IQ tested the average poor person, I guarantee you those numbers, IQ test rich and poor people in general, I guarantee you, you're going to see a statistical anomaly, let's just say, on the lower levels of society.
The power to alter your reality. That's what it is. We're in a beautiful time right now because the beauty of it is the complexity of it. And it's very intense, very extreme, because there's so much darts of confusion being thrown at you, so much darts of chaos, deception, confusion. But there's always that one powerful dart. And it's your mind. Right, so even as it's becoming illegal to live from the outer world, the systems, the birthright, the inheritance you have is...
Who gives a fuck, dude? Someone said, what the fuck did they say? Someone was fighting in the comment section. Xbox beats PlayStation hands down. His point is fewer exclusives and better control. Wake up, Goy. Wake the fuck up, bro. Do you have liquid cash in your account right now that you could just pick up and go wherever the fuck you want? Can you go on vacation right now? Right now. Do you have a boss right now that will tell you no, you can't fucking go? What's your name? Contentious Point. Mr. Contentious Point is calling into work. Boss, the Goy. The Goy needs a break. I'm sick of being whipped. I'm going to go to the Maldives. Can I? Mr. Boss, please. Huh? Bro, what? You ask for permission like a child to be able to go on vacation. You're not fucking worried about that? You're worried about Xbox versus PlayStation. Jeez Louise, bro. Do you see how the Goy are not okay? When we talk about the NPCs, dangerously, they're among us. They're not even aware that they're NPCs. The NPC goes, I'm not an NPC. I'm a playable character. I'm live right here. I make my own decisions. Is being fed slop. My guy's in the comment section fighting over a fucking PlayStation or a gay box. Who gives a shit? You clock into work, bro. Are you not stressed about that fact? You have to ask another adult to give you time off, to give you a break from your slavery so that you can go not be a slave for like 1 week. The fuck, dude? Does that not scare you? Does that not keep you up at night? How do you go in every day knowing that somebody owns you like that? That shit gives me nightmares. I always look for a way. I gotta be free. How do I become an entrepreneur? How do I start a business? What the fuck even is a business? I gotta do something. Figure it out, something. All right, so I got no skills. I got no talents. I gotta figure shit out from scratch. All I got is a job. And when I get off of work, that's my only time to figure out a way out the fucking rat race. My man goes straight into Goy Box. I'm going to play my Goy Box. I'm going to play my exclusives. Hey, bro. Hey, I don't have enough to make fucking ends meet every month. I got no bitches. I got no hoes. I make no fucking money. There's nothing I'm saving up. I'm going to work till I'm 60 fucking 8 so I can retire with a 401k maybe that won't stretch me another 5 years because of inflation. My main concern is who's got better exclusives. Literally the dude we were talking about earlier. Oh my God. He said I could go. Did you call your boss for that? You could go. I've been saving up my pennies. I can go on vacation. Did you call? You got to call in first. So cool. You got the funds, but could you leave tomorrow? Like tomorrow without explaining yourself to anybody? Could you just go? Could you? Because that's the ideal. That's what you should be living towards. Every single waking day, you should be trying to figure out a way to get to that spot. Are we all going to make it or not? Maybe you're one of the NPCs. This is where you tap out. You peaked at being told what to do and how to do it for how long. Maybe that's you, bro. Someone said, bro, so what if you can go tomorrow? That's the point, you fuck. That's the point. It's becoming illegal to leave. To live, excuse me. You can't leave your life. You're chained. So what? So what, bro? Bro, you can leave tomorrow? You're not fucking better than me. I'm gonna go play my Xbox. Fuck this guy and his fucking channel telling me to do better. The fuck? I got my McFlurry and my McChicken coming anyways. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh my God, dude. The Goy are not okay. Do you see the negative Nancy's? They're coming out. We just talked about this. It's literally happening. One guy's talking about, I'm going to distract myself with Xbox. The other one is like, so fuck you that you can leave tomorrow. Complete negative framing. It wasn't like, how'd you get out? Hey, how'd you leave the fucking crabs in a bucket? Hey, what'd you do? It's inspirational. One day I dream of leaving. Fuck you, bro. I'm okay sitting here asking for my boss to let me go outside the house. Cue the NPC music. Oh my Lord, dude. The Goys are not okay. Do you see what I'm talking about? Is society cooked? We're fucking done, dude. Half of you can't make it. It's over for you. It's over. It's my black pilling. As I've learned, the whole, you can't take a, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. 100% facts, dude. I started this off like, you know, that little blue pill, SpongeBob SquarePants. He's like a complete square, that square look, or he's a nice guy. That was me starting out. I'm going to help men. I'm going to save men. I'm going to wake everybody up. You know, I've experienced so much in life, like 10 lifetimes. Let me just show it. And then the fucking negative Nancy's and the naysayers came out. I still remember when I first touched the topic of video games as a big gamer myself back in the day, and all the time I wasted and all that shit. Bro, they came out of the woodwork. Here we go. Here you go again, talking about video games. Just because I like to play a few hours after work doesn't make you better than me. All right, dude. You enjoy being poor? I'm not fucking poor. I saved up $50,000. Okay, bro. Whoa, dude. Watch out. You fucking saved $50,000. Good job, dude. You fucking worked 20 years so you could save up $50,000. Wow. How many vacations have you got? So you're one accident away from losing your life savings. You break your arm, the doctor's visit alone, the ER is going to be like, that's going to be $50,000. Hand over the 20 years that you just worked. What fucking planet am I on? Unbelievable. Where do they come from? So, anyways, I started off real square pants, SpongeBob style, and then I gradually evolved as I saw what the masses were like. And then sometimes I'm like, damn, the Goy are not okay. It's actually genetically inherent in them that half of them will waste away. There's no hope. That's the black pill. You must somehow find others of your station or higher, somehow. Because you hang around these crabs, they will drag you to the depths of hell. You will achieve nothing in life. That's the brutal truth. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's not even bad news. It's wake the fuck up. How much longer are you going to be okay in the position you're in? Dude, I felt my soul draining from my body. I wanted my fucking life to end. I wanted to see what a shotgun tasted like. Every fucking day I had to clock into the stupid ass job. Finding your tribe is paramount today. We got guys that join the private community. They're making progress that they haven't made in decades. Dudes are coding shit up. Literal knuckle draggers like me, even more retarded than I am. I'm already retarded. We're all retarded. And they're making incredible products. It's fucking incredible to see. I'm motivated by seeing what some of these people are doing. And they go, he's talking about coding again. He's talking about coding. I like Xbox. I'm tuning off. I came to see the video. And now he's talking about coding again. Bro. Brother. My fellow Goy.
You don't just have the legality to live your life, but you have the birth of.
Someone said, why are you arguing with randos? I'm not, dude. I have a good heart. I have a good heart. Under all this, it's a decent nature here, you know? I have a good heart. I want to see people succeed. I want to surround myself with positive people and, you know, uplift men. I do. The original vision is still there. It just, I had to tune it. It's only some men that could be uplifted and changed. Only some men have the potential to change. The rest are stuck. That's it. That's the brutal truth. It's like saying not all women deserve to be wives. Not all women qualify for being wives. You understand? A wife is a standard that you must have and carry yourself. Not all women have that. Some are just whores. And they will always be whores. And they'll never qualify to be a wife. Same shit with men. A lot of men just won't qualify to make the transformation and the change that they need to pull themselves out of their position. A lot of men will just literally stay in their exact station in life forever. And that's what I've realized. So when I'm preaching and when I'm reaching for people to join the community and, you know, the messaging and all that stuff and pushing it, I know it's falling on deaf ears. 80% of the message just completely out, in and out of the other ear. But there are a few of you that message me and show me and motivate me back with shit you guys are able to do. There's one guy in particular, he became a multi-millionaire. I shit you not. This guy made me feel bad. I knew him when he had nothing. When I first started the channel, emailed me, and then he's like emailed me progressions. And the dude started a successful business. Blew me away, literally. And now he's chilling. And he just tunes into the channel once in a while. Once in a while, I see his comment in the videos. Once in a while. He's just like, keep hustling, bro. Hey, keep doing it. Keep hustling. And I'm just like, damn, this motherfucker. Look at him. And he was nothing before. He was fat. He was fucking, he had no lease on life. He didn't know Well, he kind of knew what he wanted to do, but he almost, it's like he needed somebody to just give him a little push. I was just a little push. I told him balls to the wall, just like, bro, you got to start right now. What the fuck do you think? Your idea is great. You need to go. And then that was it. He's like, fuck it. Let's do this. And then he just started cooking, dude. And then he just started changing. And all of a sudden, he's got M's. Damn. I wish I could have progressed that quickly. That's insane. And not everybody can. It is what it is, dude. Shout outs to you. You know who you are. You'll probably fucking message me in this video. But it happens.
Right. To change your very reality. And that will always remain the same.
Yeah, the Pareto principle is probably true. Yeah.
Right.
80% of men.
You know, I see a lot of videos. People talk about the...
Like, look at this dude. He has 30,000. We're done watching this, all right? You want to see the rest of his video? Shout outs to him. He's got 30,000 views on 2 weeks ago. He's got a channel with barely 1.46K subs. And he's grinding, bro. I remember this. Look at him grinding. He had one video that hit. Let's see if it was one video. Watch this shit. Popular. Bam, one video that hit. He's just grinding. Look at this shit. Semen retention. Some podcast, just sitting outside his fucking house on the porch. Grinding, bro. Grinding for the past year. Bro is grinding. Doesn't give a fuck. You think he gives a fuck? You think he gives a fuck? Look, grinding. 13 hours ago, one video. 13 hours ago, another video. A day ago, another video. Bro's posting 3 videos a day. Hustling. They're going to say one day when he gets big, because he's going to find his little niche. He already had one video go 30,000. His niche is established. He has to go in that hard. Grind every day. Look, 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 4 days ago, 3, 2. Consistent, a machine. He's on his grind. And then if in the future, in the next 6 months, whatever, blows up all that shit, starts making buku money, all of a sudden, yeah, not everybody can do this YouTube shit, bro. I like my PlayStation. Not everybody's got the privilege to fucking do videos. My bro is making fucking videos, 33 minutes long. He's got 32 views. You think he gives a fuck? They never respect the hustle, bro. They only want the results. We got another one, a 60-year-old. He actually has a big channel. 60-year-old tells the truth about life. Let's switch it up. A man who's seen some shit.
When you're young, you think life's something you're going to figure out.
I've already made a few channels famous too, by the way. I've made a few channels blow up. Yeah. Shout outs to you fellas. That's why I like watching videos from channels that have like a couple thousand subs, where the video got like 30,000 views or more, whatever. Because it's like, basically it's an approval from YouTube that the video is decent.
It's like some kind of puzzle. If you make the right choices, meet the right people, take the right risks, everything's going to just fall into place for you. I'm almost 60 now. I've lived in different countries, slept in places I couldn't pronounce, eaten things I couldn't identify, and met people who changed me in ways I didn't really understand until years later. And if there's one thing I can tell you, it's this. Unfortunately, life doesn't just fall into place. It actually kind of unfolds like a complicated piece of origami, I reckon. Up until not so long ago, I always needed excitement. New places, new faces, new stories, new experiences. I thought movement meant progress. But I realised that movement and growth, they're not the same thing. You can travel across the length of continents, but still be standing still inside. Some of the hardest journeys you'll ever take are the side.
Golly. We're just dropping absolute heaters. It's going in one ear, out the other for half of you.
You can travel across the length of continents, but still be standing still inside. Some of the hardest journeys you'll ever take are the silent ones. The ones where nothing changes on the outside, but there are seismic shifts going on within. I also don't think you become who you are by adding things to your life. I think you become who you are by letting them go. letting go of who you thought you were supposed to be, letting go of people who only liked the version of you that was convenient to them, letting go of the need to be accepted or understood by everyone. I really do think you become who you are by letting things go. That last one, the letting go of the need to be accepted and being understood, that one took me a bit of time. I remember sitting in a small cafe once where I couldn't speak the language. I couldn't read the menu. I just pointed at something and sort of hoped for the best. And as I sat there alone, watching people talk, laugh, argue, living their lives, then it hit me. No one was actually thinking about me at all. Not in a cruel way, but in a freeing way. Nobody was giving me any consideration whatsoever. All those years I'd spent worrying about what people thought, and most of them were too busy worrying about themselves. That realisation, now that's freedom. And here's another thing I've learned. Time doesn't slow down, but your awareness of it changes everything. When you're young, time feels endless. You spend it like loose change. Later, you start to see it differently. You realise that a year isn't a long time, that 10 years can disappear faster than you expect, that someday isn't a plan, it's a gamble. So if there's something you want to do, someone you want to love, something you want to say, or like me, something you want to experience or somewhere you want to go, don't wait for the right moment. Moments don't announce themselves, and the perfect time never arrives. And what about failure? Well, you're going to fail, repeatedly. You're going to make mistakes. And not in the neat, inspiring way people like to package it on TV and on your computer screen. I'm talking about the kind of failure that keeps you up at night, the kind that makes you question yourself, the kind of failure that feels suffocating and permanent. But here's the thing. It's not the failure that's going to shape you. It's the response to it that does. I've seen people collapse under far less than they were capable of handling. And I've seen others rebuild themselves from nothing but stubbornness and the quiet refusal to give up. Resilience? It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's just the decision to continue. And you'll also learn that people are, well, complicated. Oh, they're so complicated. Some will surprise you in the best ways. Others will disappoint you in ways you didn't think possible. Don't let either define your view of the world. Trust carefully, but don't shut yourself off. Because the connections you make with people, the real ones, those are the things that will stay with you long after everything else has faded. I don't remember every place I've been, but I do remember many of the people I've met, the conversations that lasted through the night, the strangers who became friends, the quiet moments when nothing needed to be said at all. And there's something else about some people who come into your life. You're going to outgrow them. And, well, some people will outgrow you. It doesn't mean anyone did anything wrong. It just means you're moving. And not everyone is meant to walk the entire road with you. People are often just chapters, not the whole story. And if I could go back and tell my younger self one thing, it'd be this. Stop trying to control everything. Life isn't something you manage. It's something you experience.
That's so big. Dude, he's dropping real nugs. Life is an experience, dude. Life is an experience. Stop trying to control it. Stop trying to dictate every minute. Stop trying to plan for every moment. Just live. Just be there. Present. That's it. And the other part he said at the beginning of that was that the people in your life aren't meant to be there forever. Sometimes they're just part of a chapter. That's true. You guys, me included, all of us at one point have probably held on to people we should have let go far earlier than we did, or still hanging on to people. Don't respect us, not our real friends, don't really love us, don't have our backs, but it's better than what is the alternative in your head. You get to lose out on a friend, somebody you perceive as a friend. They're not even your real friends. They're just there because you're convenient. So many people have what they call a friendship group that is exactly in that predicament. Exactly that. Just people that are there because you provide them with something. And if you stop, they disappear. How many of you feel like you have friendships like that or had a friendship like that? Quite a lot. Not just romantically, but just even as a guy friend group like that. It's insane, man. So many people live like that.
The more tightly you hold on to how things should be, the more you miss what they actually are or could be. And sometimes what they are is better than something you could have hoped for. Here's a truth I learned too late. You don't arrive at happiness like it's some kind of destination. It's not something waiting for you once you've achieved enough, earned enough, spent enough, or proven enough. It's more subtle than that. It's in the small things, a good conversation, a great train journey, a moment of stillness, a feeling that just for a second things are okay.
Yaga King donated $2. I laid out a roadmap with AI help to follow. The first step outside of basic admin work is simple as changing my work schedule. Every time I think about the endpoint gets me excited.
Hell yeah.
If you keep...
Yeah, AI to help you plan and manage and all that stuff is the best. That's what it's really good at right now.
Putting off happiness, waiting for the big moment, you're going to miss it. Because it doesn't arrive with fanfare. It shows up quietly and often. I actually think happiness is a choice. You'll also come to understand that your identity isn't fixed. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to rethink your beliefs, your direction, your priorities. And in fact, you probably should. The person you were 10 years ago shouldn't fully recognise the person you are now. That's growth. And growth is often uncomfortable. But comfort is overrated. Nothing meaningful comes from staying exactly where you are doing the same things year after year. And what about fear? Fear doesn't go away. Not really. Even now there are things that scare me. Decisions that make me hesitate. Risks that make me question myself. The difference is I don't wait for the fear to disappear. I move with it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite of it. There's something else I want you to understand. You don't need to have everything figured out. In fact, if you think you do, you're probably not paying attention. Life will change you again and again. What you want now may not be what you want later, and that's okay. You're not failing by changing direction. You're adapting. You're exploring. At some point, you'll realise that life isn't about building something perfect. It's about building something real, something authentically you, something that reflects who you are, not who you think you're supposed to be. You'll look back, not at the things you got right or wrong, but whether you were present, whether you showed up, whether you lived honestly.
There's a lifetime of wisdom.
So book the ticket, make the call, say the things you've been holding back, try, fail, learn, repeat. Be kind, but not at the expense of yourself. And don't rush. You're not late. You're just on your way.
No, his mentality is dope. What sucks is it took a lifetime of wisdom and experience to arrive at this point. It would be so nice if we could just all know this at 20. Sheesh.
And the thing about travel, you don't notice it at first. That's the thing about travel. It doesn't arrive like a revelation. There's no trumpet, no grand moment where you suddenly become wiser, deeper, more complete. It's quieter than that, slower. It's like an erosion. I've spent more time in airports than I care to admit, slept in places where the walls were thin and my future felt even thinner. I've watched the sunrise over deserts and sat behind cities that never sleep. And if you ask me what travel does to a person, I'd say this: it removes things. It strips you down. When you're young, you think travel adds to you, stories, experiences, photographs, stamps in a passport. But what it really does is take away the illusions you didn't know you were carrying. You start with a kind of certainty about who you are, about where you're going, about how the world works, and then you leave. And suddenly, you're the one who doesn't understand the language. You're the one who doesn't know how things are done. You're the outsider, the inconvenience, the curiosity. And piece by piece, that certainty begins to fade away. You realise how small your habits are, how arbitrary your beliefs can be, how much of you was just the environment you grew up in. You notice the noise you carry in your head, the way you measure your worth by things that don't matter anywhere else. Travel humbles you, not in a dramatic way. You get lost, you miss trains, you misunderstand people, you sit alone more than you expected you might. And somewhere in all of that, your ego softens. You stop needing to be right all the time. You become more patient, more observant, less certain, but in a good way. There's a freedom in that as well. Because once you accept that you don't know everything, you start to actually see things. You notice the way people laugh, even when they have very little. You see how kindness doesn't need a shared language. You understand that happiness looks different everywhere, and somehow it's still recognisable. And then something else happens. You begin to let go of timelines, of expectations, of the idea that life has to look a certain way. When you've seen enough of the world, you realise that there isn't one right path. There are thousands, millions, entire lives being lived in ways you never considered before. And that can be terrifying or liberating. For me, it was both. I spent years chasing things I thought mattered: success, stability, recognition. Travel didn't take those desires away overnight, but it did something more subtle. It made them feel less urgent. It showed me that a meaningful life doesn't always look impressive from the outside. Sometimes it looks like a quiet morning, a conversation with a stranger, a long walk with no destination.
Hey, what a dope video. It's just like heater after heater after heater. This is somebody who's been through life. And then someone in the comments is like, is this someone that should be listened to? I don't even know who he is. That's the point. He's just a normal dude with some life experience kicking you game. That's like trust the experts talk right there. Come on, G. This is the discernment that I'm talking about that's lacking in the average person. Like, can't you discern good wisdom from bad wisdom, good information from bad information? One in one ear, out the other. Who the fuck is this bald guy? Why are we listening? Oh my God, bro. Hey, what are you playing on Xbox currently? What's your score on the leaderboards, dude? Hey, tell us about the latest stats from the latest whatever sports game you were just watching. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Hey, this is the trust the experts guy. They told him to get vaccinated. He quadruple boosted himself up, dude. Yes, great. They're everywhere. They're amongst us. It's like a horror movie. It's a horror movie, and the NPCs are all around. You don't even know when. It's only when they open their mouth and they start talking, you figure out they're NPCs. That's the scary part. It's a horror movie where they all look like you, but they're nothing like you. They don't have anything up here. There's no monologue. They don't have a voice. How many of those people do you think in proportion to the population is there? You think that's the majority? God damn, bro. How is society ever going to be functional again? I'm just wondering, how do we rescue democracy? How do we institute functioning institutions, for example? How do we get woke out of schools? How do our kids stop becoming more retarded as the generations progress? How do we fix the crumbling infrastructure? How do we institute standards on society, civically, personally, spiritually, from a communal sense? How do we begin lifting ourselves to higher standards when we're surrounded by bots? Surrounded by bots who get to vote. So every time one of us votes, there's 20 of them that vote in the opposite direction. Because who the fuck's that guy? I play Xbox. I like to jack off. I like to eat my slop. And on it goes. And on it goes. If the Pareto principle holds, the brutal truth is 80% of society is asleep at the wheel. If that's the case, we're in deep shit. We're in deep shit. If it's 80% of it, because the Pareto principle scarily just applies in nature all the time, almost. It seems it's insane. So if it's somewhere around 80% are just bots and lost, then really only 20% of us have the capability to just be asking these kinds of questions, proposing changes, trying to hold people accountable. How do you hold a bot accountable for a bot? It's being a bot. A bot will go out in the street and just kill somebody because they bumped shoulders, looked at them the wrong way, felt some kind of feelings off of a video they just watched. Then you ask the bot, why did you do that? And the bot goes, oh no, because I felt like it. Because he hit me. He bumped me in my shoulder when we were walking. He fucking disrespected me. I don't know, maybe because her skin color or whatever the fuck. So the bot goes and does something horrible, takes a life, and the bot doesn't even know why and doesn't care why the bot did it. The bot then goes to jail. Jail as a concept and punishment does not apply to the bots, to the NPCs. They're just fine. I got a box, a bed, and food. What's so different than my life now? Then you got the free bots. The free bots are the ones that actually have a little bit of, what could you say? A risk reward in their head that kindly makes sense. They have a risk tolerance that's much lower than everybody. So they're the play it safe NPC bots. Now those bots go and get vaccinated. Those bots go wait in line like the government tells them. Those bots will call the hotlines to tip people off that you didn't get the vaccine and have a party in your backyard. Those are the bots that will go fight for the government in wars we shouldn't be in. You know, those are the bots. Those are the bots with a very low threshold. And so those bots are a different kind of enemy. We call them sheep, but NPCs nonetheless. It doesn't matter. And those NPCs vote for the politicians that create the rules that take away your rights, that take away your freedoms, and happily vote for it because they have such a low tolerance for danger, for risk, that they will vote their freedom away in order to live in a secure society, in a safe society. They're giving away their freedoms in exchange for security. These people are also just as dangerous as the people willing to fucking stab you for just looking at them. And if you combine these two groups of people, it's probably 80% of society is your enemy. 80% of society has a natural self-destructive tendency, one violent and one low risk tolerance. Sheep-like behavior, never questions power, doesn't care about their rights, will sacrifice them for a little bit of security. Both are bad. Both of them are currently running our way of life into the ground. On one end, you can't get on a bus because you'll get stabbed to death. On the other end, you can't do anything because the long dick of the law passed a bunch of rules that there's censorship everywhere. They're watching your bank account. They want digital IDs. They want digital dollars. They want every single thing. They're willing to sacrifice everything. I don't care. If you're not a criminal, you shouldn't care either that the government gets to give you social credit scores. I behave. That's them. Different outcome. Fine. One stabs you, but the other one still limits your freedom of life, of living. They're no different, bro. Honestly, it's no different. And this is who the government placates to. This is why the government's dumbed down the schools. It thins the herd. There's no threat to powers to be at the top. People are too dumb. They're too indoctrinated. They're too fucking woke on the left or, whatever on the right. The virus, it's everywhere. And it affects certain people easier than others. And that's the two groups of people are unfortunately the majority. You think these people ask questions? You think they question the government? You think they're willing to bring, some form of consequences on their life? My life is forever changed by asking questions like this and publicly, no less. It's over for me. There's no going back to normal work. The moment they Google my name, it's game over. He's not getting hired. It's a wrap. But most are not, and most will not, ever. Most will keep their heads down because their risk tolerance is low, and they'll go with the flow. The others will quietly detach from society, going their own way, creating their own businesses, making their own money, becoming financially free, independent themselves. But everybody else, they will stay at the company. They will not ask the boss for a raise. They will keep their heads down, and they will continue to get the clot shots. They will continue taking the jabs. They will continue doing what the government wants. They'll be the first on the hotline. My neighbor's having a party. Arrest him.
At Helikidisks 1371 donated $5. Hi Bo in chat. Sending kiss mark, kiss mark, from my mountaintop in East Tennessee, red heart as an exclamation mark. Sorry, I am late to the party. Bo, why are you upset? Lil put in red question mark. Say, unamused face.
I'm upset because society is cooked and 80% of us don't have a brain. And we were lied to think we're all equal. And then we all have the same capabilities. The liberals lied to us. We're not equal, not even close. We're vastly different. I'm not even making it racial. I just mean individually as people, we are vastly different from one another. And we should be tested to see this. And then those are the people, through whether their own abilities of providing for society, net payers into the system with taxes or job creation or land ownership or, I don't know, scientists and real doctors, real engineers, real researchers of cutting edge technology. Those are the people that should be driving our country. These are the people that should be voting only. Everyone else should not get a vote. Everyone else shouldn't have a say. You're not a citizen. You're a resident. Citizenship and the voting that comes along with it. It's for the people that will die for the country, bleed for it, sacrifice for it. Fuck. That's what we're cooked. So now you have to live in the mountaintop in East Tennessee, although very beautiful over there in the Blue Ridge. I get it. It's nice. It's cozy. It's quaint. It is. It is. But wouldn't it be nice if you could just live anywhere? Why is it so expensive everywhere else? Why are the cities so dangerous? Why are institutions so shit? Why do you got to homeschool your kids today, or else you're just going to corrupt your seed with, ideologies of the left? Why are the woke liberal colleges that used to be elite now churning out woke liberal idiots left and right? What happened to cutting edge research, technical know-how and knowledge and skills and aptitude? Where? It's gone. We have to fuck off to the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have to escape just like you. I have to buy property. I'm looking at property in Croatia off a fucking island somewhere with nothing next to me because I got to get away. I got to get away. The bots are multiplying. It's like Agent Smith in the fucking Matrix. I woke up one day, there was one bot every once in a while. They're everywhere now. They're everywhere. Where did they come from? They're spawning, constantly reproducing. And so everybody's like, fuck, dude, get away from the cities. They're crazy. Fuck, the colleges have lost it. Their indoctrination camps. Oh my God, this government, the institutions are upside down. It's communism. Criminals go free. And then righteous citizens are fucking sent to prison. Fuck, dude, gotta buy land. Gotta make a commune. Gotta get away. Away from what? The bots. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Thank you for the donation. We're surrounded by, this is why everybody feels like they have to escape to. Escape to what? Escape from the bots. You want to get away from people? How fucked up? We're supposed to live in a first world nation we call a society, civilization. And on top of people's minds, quite a lot, not everyone, but let's just say too many people are thinking out loud, I got to get the fuck away from people. It's dangerous. What is that? Hey, wouldn't it be nice, guys and gals, if we woke up, you walked out of your house, there's kids playing outside, water sprinklers, just laughs, happiness. The neighbor's friendly, says hello. The wife says, hey, do you want some cookies? We got extra. You go head to your job. It pays you more than enough. You got extra. It's more than enough. You're not stressed out. You do work that you find pride in, that you actually enjoy doing, and you have an impact. And so you're prideful in your work. And you have a beautiful woman at home and she gets to stay at home. She doesn't have to work. And your kids are out there playing with the other kids, laughing. And then you can go and shop and it only takes a small amount of the nice amount of money you make to go buy everything you need for the week. You're not stretching yourself thin. The house is yours. The land is yours. The government stays out of your fucking business. The streets are clean. The roads are paved. There's no potholes. The bridges are nice. Painted, not rusting. The establishments you enter are clean. They uphold themselves to a certain standard. Everyone around you are do-gooders because the bad people are in prison right away. And our politicians are held accountable for everything that they do. Wouldn't that be nice? Would you like to live in a world like that? You see, because I do, because it should be like that. And anything below that ideal is bad. And then you go, okay, how do we get there? And then you look around and millions of bots are spawning. Fuck you, Kamala, voter. Oh, you Trump retard MAGA fascist. it's just vomit everywhere, bro. You turn on X and it's like vomit everywhere. And then you go, oh, we're fucking cooked. Hey, Elon, can you develop the rockets faster? Because I'm trying to leave too, bro. Leave the goy behind, all of them, please. I got to go on Mars with Elon and his ilk because I'm over it. I'll put on the spacesuit. I'll go out in my space neighborhood with my shit on my head so I can breathe my pressurized air, hop into work, whatever. Can you? Elon, please. SpaceX, speed it up. I need the fucking Falcon rocket number 50 already. Start iterating. Get Grok on that shit. Get your fucking Colossus 2 data center working on Grok so you get smarter, please. Because, geez Louise. Guys, it's just that's what we're feeling, everybody. You know this society is inefficient. You know there's no place for you in it. You know, like, this is bullshit. They're selling you something that doesn't fucking exist. And that is potential. And that is like a freedom, a path forward. It doesn't exist. The jobs don't pay well. They keep printing and inflation is running rampant. They won't give you the real numbers. They don't even count unemployment correctly. They're blowing smoke up our ass about how safe it is and how diverse it is, and people are getting fucking stabbed in the neck, and then they get murals taken down, but another dude gets his neck pinned to the ground on a knee and ODs on fentanyl, and he gets a fucking bronze statue. What is happening? We're letting millions of illegals in, and then the other party gets in power, and then they try to pass a Dignity Act along with the Democrats to give them amnesty. The fuck are we doing? Hey, you pay thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school to what? To churn out a kid with purple hair and their tits cut off. You went to an elite institution to have your tits cut off and hate men and think this country is a problem and that everything is a systemic issue. What, dude? What? You feel that shit? It can't be only me. It can't be, cue the music. It can't be only me. Am I going crazy? Am I terminally online or something? Because literally, even people on the street that approach me and talk to me, may have seen the channel, are saying the same shit. Am I going crazy? I don't know. Am I in an echo chamber? Does anybody feel like this society is running as it should? Am I too terminally online? Like, hey, bro, shut up. Life's great. Look outside. Life's great. What do I see? There's homeless people. There's a guy literally doing the fucking zombie tweak dance. He's like fucking rolling. He's like rolling like this and shit. He's like doing this shit on the way to the gym. This is what this fuck. There's like 20, 30 of them doing that shit on the way to the gym. Am I out of my fucking mind? Is that normal? Should I be seeing that on the streets? Like, have we just accepted that? Downtown, people are literally walking by the fent zombies that are doing this to just grab a cup of coffee, bro. The women are walking by fent zombies that are just doing this shit, hunched over. Heck, it's a normal day, bro. We're just living in a normal day. This is society in the West. Fine. It's fine if you don't make eye contact like a fucking T-Rex or something. It just doesn't know you're there. Just don't make eye contact with the zombies and they won't eat your fucking brains. What are we doing? How is this shit normal? Nobody is protesting, bro. Nobody is in front of the White House. Like, there's not millions of people out there just telling them that you guys are fucking this up. This country is going to shit. Our way of life, the cost of living, everything's out of control. You motherfuckers are ruining everything. You can't govern properly. All of you need to go. Make the changes or go. Nobody's doing shit, bro. We're just dodging the zombies. And every day more zombies are spawning. Every fucking day. It's like the video game is turning into fucking hardcore mode right now. It's on one end, NPCs, they see the red hat, literally, they see the red hat, and they go, oh, fucking communist, oh, fascist, Nazi, racist. You got bots on one end, and then you got the zombies on the other end, bro. I'm dodging bots and zombies. Oh my Lord. It never ends. It never ends, bro. They're spawning in numbers. We're outnumbered. When do we do something? What do you do? That's all I'm asking. Or do we all just go fuck off to Appalachia, right? Do we all get our little cot in Tennessee, cheap land, top of a hill, fuck off? Do we let it all just go? What do we do? What if I just don't want to let it go? What if I can't let it go? What if I can't? There's something in me, I just cannot let it go. I don't know, I hate lying down. Just giving up and lying down. I can't. This is why I made the channel. This is why I keep talking shit. I just can't. I could just disappear off of YouTube and literally just fuck off in the middle of the mountain somewhere. I don't know, I just can't. I don't know why I can't. I don't know, I have a problem with authority maybe, with power. With hypocrisy, I don't know. What is it? I can't help it. Can't help it. I can't just disappear and lay on the beach for the rest of my life. I have to do something. I feel better in the midst of chaos and in this kind of quagmire of, hey, we got to do something. People fucking chewing your head off from different directions. And you have to try. What do? Go to your grave and just like, yeah, I avoided it all. Just get your fucking property and disappear. Really? I don't know. I can't. So I keep running my mouth and getting into trouble. It is what it is. It is what it is. I am jelly, though. It's so beautiful up there in Tennessee. Jeez Louise. I'll be even more jelly if she said she was by a lake. Anyways. I'm going to go enjoy a coffee. My woman is downstairs doing God knows what. Living life. Chillaxing. Now she cooked before we even went out and gave me a massage. She can chillax. She'll make me a coffee. I'll go join her. Hang out. Get a little bit of sun. Touch some grass. I have not seen any video from any creator. Yeah. I'm just coding, guys. Honestly, this is my day now. I hit the bag, get some exercise in, stretch. You know, hitting things is nice. Feels good as a man. Then I'm just coding nonstop. Gathering videos from my millions of tabs. As you can see up here, we got a ton. Look at the amount of tabs we got up here. This is all, we got to do all this. Look, it's just never ending. Just never fucking ending. Look at this. So much content to cover randomly. Half of this is probably not even relevant anymore due to time. Just, it's infinite scrolling. Infinite scroll. Infinite. I have like a fucking alien computer. Look, I just scroll infinitely. And that's it, dude. So.
At Kendall 252 donated $10 off subject, but they figured out how to do biological age reversal in cells. It passed animal trials and is now in human testing. At this rate, Congress boomers will never leave now.
Oh boy. Of course. Of course. That's a good question. Would you take immortality if it was granted to you? That's its own trap right there. It's a deep question. Being mortal is what makes life beautiful, huh? Then everything has no meaning if you live forever. A good one to think about. I would prefer to reverse aging. Like if I could be 20 in a body that could live, say, 500 years. I could choose to extend it, maybe. Great, but I would want mortality to be a thing. Nothing has any meaning if you live forever. Nothing, yeah. Who cares? I think 500 years is a good number. 500 years, just cap it at 500. You get to see a good enough shit. And 500 will do it. If we all could live to 500, we probably would have a much better government, to be honest. It's counterintuitive, but we would actually set up more long-term planning better. Like every institution we have is built for the small lifespan of a human and even smaller service record of the actual politician. Like the president has to think in 4-year terms. It's bullshit. You can't run a society in 4 years. It's absolute horseshit. Like, this is what makes democracy a scam. You think you could run a nation of this size and complexity once every 4 years you change up the leader? It's dumb. It's dumb. The system's stupid. It's designed to collapse, especially when everybody gets to vote and have a say. It's dumb. You can't fix you can't fix shit in 4 years, but also every 4 years means every 4 years you have a chance to subvert the system. That's what's crazy. So in 4-year increments, you get to have an opportunity to destroy said democracy.
At Helicadiscs 1371 donated $10. We actually paid cash for the mountaintop. Closet
damn.
Neighbor is a mile down the mountain. However, I am 20 minutes from Gatlinburg. And yes, I have a creek.
Of course you do. Hey, that's great. No, honestly, that's awesome. I'm working on my own. All right, I'll match you, but I'll be in the Dalmatian coast. Okay, I'll match you. I'll be on my little island and I'll walk to my little beach. I've been looking at these little stone houses, these old European stone houses. We saw one made in 1930, so I'm going to completely redo it, tear out everything, and have my little orchard of olives and shit like that. And Bo's just going to retire. I'm going to look like what's that dude from the Avengers? Before he gets his head cut off. Thanos. Thanos. I'm going to be like Thanos, you know, that old man shit, just sitting there in my farmer mode, just looking at my orchard fields. And, you know, I did what was needed to be done, you know. Only the strongest of wills. And that's it. You know, funny enough, though, now with SpaceX putting all those satellites into space with that satellite internet and shit, I'll just beam it down straight up from there on the island and just walk around with you guys. Hey, we're chilling on this like unidentified island. Welcome to my private little beach here. It's just me. And we'll just do videos chilling on the beach. Dude, I'm just gonna spit heat. I'm gonna just live stream on the beach, just spitting heat. And that's it. We fucked off from society. And that's how it is, dude. Kitty will be up in the mountains. I'll be by the beach. The bots and the zombies will be fighting each other for survival.
A damn 911 donated $5. Bo is inevitable. LOL.
Fucking A. Jeez Louise.
At Helicadiscs 1371 donated $2. I love olives. Red heart as an exclamation mark. Red heart as an exclamation mark. Red heart as an exclamation mark. Red heart as an exclamation mark.
All right, boys and girls, we're going to call it. We've been at this for not that long, actually, but 2 hours and some change. We had a hiccup in the beginning, but it's okay. Growing pains. You got to try new things. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try to make this consistent. I keep saying that, but I keep saying it to pressure myself, okay? I'm trying to do 5 days a week, at least 2 hours every day, build up an audience in some like actual schedule and shit like that. Working on it. I know I get on randomly now. It is what it is. At least we made it today. And gonna go enjoy a coffee. It's hot as balls out in Phoenix. The usual. And you know, code some more. And that's it. Try to not let the world mess your brain up. Be in the moment. Try not to live in the future. I got so many plans. We all got so many plans of the future. You guys slow it down. Slow it down. Be present. Tell your loved ones you love them. Tell your parents you love them. Call up the homies if you haven't. Make some plans. Make an effort to meet up.
Perfect.
Everybody's so goddamn busy today. Thanks for the live stream. Appreciate you, bro, for the 20 knocks. What are knocks? NOKs. Is that Norwegian kroners? What is that? Appreciate you. And that's it, guys. Take care.